Wastewater story. Wastewater is water containing wastes from residential, commercial and industrial processes. Municipal wastewater contains sewage, grey water, example water from sinks and showers, and sometimes industrial wastewater. Large industries such as refineries also generate wastewater. Wastewater requires treatment to remove pollutants prior to discharge so that it becomes potable or drinking water. Water is an essential part of human survival. Our body contains 70% of water. Clean water is essential for human beings. Incidentally, clean water is not readily available. Many human beings around the globe do not have access to clean water. In remote areas of our country, women have to walk great distances to fetch clean water for drinking and household purposes. As you are aware, there is increasingly scarcity of clean potable water due to population growth, pollution, industrial development, mismanagement, and other factors. Therefore, it becomes important for us to use water judiciously and to clean the wastewater for use. Cleaning of water is a process of removing pollutants before it enters a water body or is reused. This process of wastewater treatment is commonly known as sewage treatment. It takes place in several stages. Sewage. Sewage is liquid waste. It is the wastewater released by homes, industries, hospitals, offices and other users after use. It also includes rainwater that has run down the street during a storm or heavy rain. In other words, water flowing down the drain is called sewage or wastewater. Most of the sewage is water, which has dissolved and suspended impurities called contaminants. The common contaminants in water are organic impurities, human feces, animal waste, oil, urea or urine, pesticides, herbicides, fruit and vegetable waste, etc. Inorganic impurities, nitrates, phosphates, metals, nutrients, phosphorus and nitrogen, bacteria, those which cause cholera and typhoid, other microbes, those which cause dysentery. Freshening up water, the journey. Potable water begins its journey when it is pumped from within the ground. It reaches our home or public building through pipes. After being used, the wastewater moves through the drainage system of our house to the sewer outside our houses. The sewer system consists of big and small pipes. These pipes transport the wastewater to waste treatment or sewage plants located outside the localities. The clean water supply pipes are narrow, whereas the wastewater carrying pipes are much wide. All these pipes are underground. The underground pipe which carries away dirty drainage water and waste matter from the house is called a sewer. The provision of drainage at a place by layering sewers under the ground is called sewerage. Sewerage is an underground network of interconnected pipes called sewers that transport the sewage from the homes and other buildings to the sewage or wastewater treatment plant where it is cleaned. The sewage that reaches sewage treatment plants contains rubbish such as rags, wooden sticks, cans, polythene bags, napkins, sanitary towels, grit, small pieces of stone and sand, etc., which somehow get into the sewers. The water has to be cleaned before disposing of into rivers or making it fit for reuse. Wastewater Treatment Plant or WWTP. Treatment of wastewater involves physical, chemical, and biological processes which remove physical, chemical and biological matter that contaminates the wastewater. In general, these processes are divided into three stages: preliminary physical, primary physical treatment, and secondary biological treatment. Minimally, wastewater should receive primary or physical removal or settling and secondary biological treatment, which can be followed by disinfection or chemical treatment before discharge. The different stages are discussed below. Screening. A grating of steel bars spaced about 2 to 4 centimeters on centers is placed at an angle to the flow of sewage through an open channel. The wastewater first goes through the screen. Here, large objects like rags, sticks, cans, polythene bags, napkins, sanitary towels, etc. from the wastewater are removed. The screen removes coarse and floating solids from the sewage. The screen must be cleaned regularly, and the removed solids must be burnt, ground, and digested or buried. Grit and sand removal. The wastewater or sewage is now passed through a grit and sand remover. At this stage, the water is made to pass slowly. Due to this, the sand, grit, and pebbles removed from the tank from time to time. Sedimentation tank. The wastewater is then passed into a sedimentation tank, which is sloped downwards in the middle. It is allowed to stand there for a while. Most of the solid organic matter, feces, etc., settles down to the bottom of the sedimentation tank. Thus, solid part of sewage is called sludge. The sludge is transferred to a separate tank where it is decomposed by an anaerobic bacteria. The biogas produced in the process can be used as fuel or can be used to produce electricity. A skimmer removes the floatable solids like grease and oil. Now the water is called clarified water. Aeration. Now air is pumped into the clarified water. Pumping of air in clarified water is called aeration. This helps aerobic bacteria to grow. This bacteria consumes the human waste, food waste, soaps and other unwanted matter still remaining in clarified water, leaving behind relatively clear water. Sedimentation tank. The water now goes into another sedimentation tank and is allowed to stand there. In this tank, the microorganisms, aerobic bacteria, etc., used in the aeration tank settle down at the bottom of the tank, forming a fine sludge called activated sludge. The activated sludge is about 97% water. The water is removed by sand drying beds or machines. Dried sludge is used as manure, returning organic matter and nutrients to the soil. This water does not contain much harmful things, so it is quite safe. This water is then discharged into a river. The natural processes clean and purify this water further. Disinfecting. Sometimes it becomes necessary to disinfect the treated water with chemicals like chlorine or ozone before releasing it into the distribution system. The purpose of disinfection in the treatment of wastewater is to eliminate completely the harmful microorganisms. Better housekeeping practices. Good housekeeping practices help our communities and coast stay clean. By adopting these simple practices around your home and workplace, you can significantly reduce the pollution flowing into our local rivers, creeks, lakes, and oceans. Reduce, reuse, and recycle as much as you can. Always put litter in the trash where it belongs. When shopping, use a reusable canvas bag. Dispose of unwanted paints, household cleaners, and gardening products safely. Cooking oils and fats should not be thrown down the drain. They can harden and block the pipes. In an open drain, the fats clog the soil pores, reducing its effectiveness in filtering water. Throw oil and fats in the dustbin. Use tea leaves, solid food remains, cotton, sanitary napkins, etc. should also be thrown in the dustbin. These wastes choke the drain. Sanitation and disease. Poor sanitation and contaminated drinking water is the cause of a large number of diseases in our country. A very large population of our country eases itself in the open on dry riverbeds, on railway tracks, near fields, and many a times directly into water. This also causes water pollution and soil pollution at the same time, polluting both the surface water and groundwater. Groundwater is a source of water for wells, tube wells, springs, and many rivers. Thus, it becomes the most common route for waterborne diseases. They include cholera, typhoid, polio, meningitis, hepatitis, and dysentery. Sanitation at public places. One will find a crowd at most of the places one visits, like railway station, a bus depot, an airport, a hospital, a cinema hall, a marketplace, or a park, etc. Thousands of people visit these public places daily. This generates a lot of garbage and waste at these places. If it is not disposed of properly, epidemics could break out. Poor sanitation in crowded public places results in the spread of diseases. So all the waste materials produced at public places must be disposed properly. It is the responsibility of the municipality of the area to maintain sanitation at public places. We at our own level can also contribute to this effort. As dutiful citizens of the country, we can contribute in maintaining sanitation at public places. We should not scatter litter anywhere. If there is no dustbin in sight, we should carry the litter home and then throw it in a dustbin.